100. I'm 100% safe, 100% free, 100% love. I can be 100% me. He gave all 100 when they put him up on that tree. That's 100% passion for 100% free. So if I play in front of 100, or if I play in front of 2, there's an audience of 1 getting 100% of what I can do.
As we are back here with Coach Brandon Hanna. And Coach, I mean, we're talking about a team 3-7 last year, 3 wins all of last year. First 3 games of the season, you guys are 3-0. What's in the water here in Jefferson that you got all these guys drinking?
Oh, man, listen, just a lot of hard work. You know, I got hired about 5 or 6 months ago, and these guys have just bought in. You know, anything we've asked, we got a great staff, fresh staff. And just, you know, we've been spending a lot of time with the kids, developing a relationship. And, you know, because of that relationship, you know, and the hard work, you know, this is the result of that right now.
And, I mean, no doubt a huge win over Edgewood, too. We know the history between these 2 schools. Talk to me about how big of a game you guys took this as going in, you know, before your NE8 schedule opens up.
Sure.
This is a big game against Edgewood, one that you guys haven't won in the last few years.
Sure. You know, I think the biggest thing, it was important to come home. And I feel like we've been on the road for months. Our last scrimmage was at Perry, and then we started off, you know, at Grand Valley, at Harvey. So I think we were just excited to be home. And I was excited to see how we responded to being on our home field and, you know, playing against Edgewood's got a tough quarterback. I think he's the all-time county leader in passing and, you know, a tough receiving core, some tough DBs. And they also got a couple big guys out there. So got to give credit to those guys too. But I think, you know, right now we're hot. You know, it was our moment, and hopefully we can carry this thing into Girard next week.
Yeah, there's no doubt that Zach Winchell is a great quarterback, but I think you guys got a pretty good QB in yourself in number 4, Grant Hitchcock. Talk to me a little bit about his play tonight, and it just seemed like any time that a play was dead, he was able to keep it alive for that much longer.
Man, you know, he's the smartest kid I know. You know, he always we always talk and joke, and, you know, he compares his skill set to mine, and the kid's already passed me up, and, you know, we got another year left with him. So he's just a phenomenal kid, a smart kid, just very football intelligent. You know, when things break down, you know, he's not putting that thing in his pocket. He's cocking it up. He's protecting it. He's ready to run. He's ready to pass. He's a legit dual threat.
And the other guy, our co-player of the games, of course, are both Hodge and Hitchcock. But talk about Hodge, too. I mean, you want to talk about a guy that filled up the box score in 3 different categories, special teams, defense, and offense. How big is that to have a guy that can really just do that and make it happen with his legs on 3 different fronts?
Listen, man, couldn't be more proud of the kid. You know, it was a show to watch. You know, seven was getting busy tonight. And there's a 4th box, you know, that we may not check, but I'll see it on film. How about the job he did defensively, playing against Isaiah Harris, you know, legitimately one of the top receivers around. You know, a big kid, a fast kid, a tough kid, breaks tackles. And Hodge was on him all night. It was, you know, and it was pretty quiet. So that's just a great night, a phenomenal kid.
But final question before we get to our players of the game. Looking at this next matchup, you're opening up NE8 now, and it's all NE8 going forward.
Yes, sir.
I think this no doubt put a lot of teams in the NE8 and also Division 5 on notice. Just preview this game a little bit with Girard next week. And I know we don't want to take too much away from this win, but
Sure.
not look ahead too much, but look ahead a little bit at this Girard team. And what are you expecting from Girard coming up next week?
Sure. I mean, that's a great program over there. You know, I'm kind of new to the NE8. Got introduced to it last year, calling plays against them. Definitely a solid team on both sides of the ball. But I do think we moved the ball well against them last year with predominantly sophomores on our offense. And, you know, the game plan, you know, it's the same. You know, we want to go in. We're going to try to take what they give us. And I think defensively we're much better this year. Not afraid to adjust if something's not working and try new things. So, you know, we're looking forward to it. I feel like we're prepared to compete in the NE8 now.
I think so as well, Coach, and I think you put everyone on notice with another big win. Coach Brandon Hanna, 3-0 on the season with the Jefferson Falcons, as we'll have a couple of his players after this. Thank you so much, Coach.
Awesome. Thank you.
When looking for home design inspiration, don't just be inspired, be Baird inspired. Whether new or remodeling, Baird Brothers has the latest trends like shiplap to refresh your home. Go from inspiration to installation with our wide selection of in-stock American hardwoods. From the rustic charm of antique oak to the warmth of traditional cherry, Baird Brothers has what you need to make your home inspiring. Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
As we are back here with one of our co-players of the game in Trent Hodge. Trent, I mean, talk about this game tonight. I mean, we know the rivalry between Edgewood and Jefferson. It got a little bit heated tonight, but talk to me how big this was to come away with this victory against the Warriors.
I mean, it's great, man. I mean, the last time we went 3-0 was, 2014? And the last time we beat Edgewood, which is a team that I feel like we should beat usually, is like 3 years ago. I mean, I grew up losing to this team, so to finally overcome them, it feels great, you know. And, I mean, it just feels good, man.
Talk to me about that one play, too, that I think pretty much eliminated all doubt, that touchdown return. Talk to me about, I mean, you're obviously, you do a fantastic job in both the offensive and defensive categories. How important is special teams to you, and how important do you take special teams practice drills and your special teams play every game?
I'm not going to lie to you, man. The only time I want to be on special teams is if I'm returning the ball.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's the only thing I really take seriously, but I really enjoy returning the ball, man.
I mean, we could definitely tell that, as no doubt when you turn on the Jets, you can fly and beat pretty much anybody. But talk to me a little bit, too. You talk about the defense, and we know how much this Edgewood team can put up on offense. Talk to me a little bit defensively for your play, how important it was to try to lock down some of this Edgewood receiving core this game.
I knew coming into this week that I was going to be over their best receiver, so I knew I had a pretty important job coming into this week. It was a lot of prep. I watched a lot of film, just studying how he runs routes, where he lines up at, you know.
As a great win, of course, for Jefferson. And, of course, Trent Hodge, one of our co-players of the game, had a big touchdown on special teams and was filling up the box score in a multitude of categories. As we look to have the quarterback, Grant Hitchcock, on right after this break. Thank you so much, Trent.
Yep, thank you.
WRS Wealth Advisors, the area's premier wealth and retirement specialists. Located on South Avenue in Boardman.
Welcome back, everybody, for our final interview of the game. The other co-player of tonight's game of the winning Jefferson Falcons, 48-21 over Edgewood, as it is number 4, Grant Hitchcock, quarterback tonight for Jefferson. And Grant, talk to me a little bit about this game, too. We know the history Edgewood and Jefferson had. We talked with Coach Hanna. We talked with Trent a little bit as well. But talk with me about, you know, you're the one that's manning under center. You're the one that has the ball in your hand most of the time. How was it for you to end this losing streak against Edgewood? And talk to me about kind of your preparations coming into this game.
Yeah, I think it was great. We did a lot in practice, working new stuff. I usually play corner, but I went back to safety this week. I've never played safety, so that was cool. And we just stuck with our offense. You know, we thought we would be able to pound the ball inside with the run game, and then once they get caught on that, throw it out. So that's what we did.
You must have extreme confidence in your receivers, because it's your escapability and your ability to keep a play alive for as long as you possibly can. But it seems like whenever you just throw it downfield, one of your guys is able to come through with a huge catch. Talk to me about what that does for you as an offensive player and as a quarterback, knowing that you could throw it downfield and your guys are going to be there to catch it.
It helps out a lot, I'd say. Like, I always have confidence. You know, I got to trust my guys if I'm going to throw it to them. So, yeah.
Talk to me now. Last question for you. Coming up against a big Girard opponent, you're starting in the NE8. Junior year, this is a different team than what we've seen in years prior, I think. And I think everyone is now noticing what Jefferson has to offer. Preview this matchup with Girard and talk to me how important it is for this team to be successful in the NE8 this season.
So, I think against Girard specifically, we have to run the ball more. I know they got some good skill players. That's what they usually do. And on offense, I know their offense they like to throw it a lot, and they got a good running back and a good receiver. So we're going to try to shut them down. As
we look forward to that matchup, September 10th at Girard. It seems like Jefferson has a plethora of away games to start the season, but a home opener victory tonight against Edgewood. We wish you the best of luck, Grant, in that matchup against Girard.
Thank you.
And we'll be talking to you. As we'll take a real quick break and wrap this one up here on YSNLive.com.
Every customer has a story, whether it's buying a car for the first time, helping them get approved, or finding the perfect car for their budget. I'm proud that people trust me with their story. I'm Tracy, and I'm ready to go the extra mile for you, only at Greenwood Chevrolet.
As we are back wrapping this one up, and no doubt I think one of the most impressive wins we've seen in recent memory for the Jefferson area Falcons, going to 3-0 on the season. And I think you heard from Trent Hodge too, the first time I believe since 2014 they've gone off to that great of a start. And remember, only 3 wins all of last year, 5 in the past 4. And like we said, there's something different in the Jefferson water, and it's showing on the football team. And Coach Hanna has got everyone buying in as they go to 3-0 and a big 48-21 victory over rival Edgewood, as Jefferson looks to face off against Girard next week. That is at Girard, opening up their NE8 schedule, as Edgewood goes to face Orange of Pepper Pike next week. I'd like to thank you all for tuning in and watching this broadcast of YSN Live Football. To our proud owners, both DJ Yoakley and Brian Scott, who was able to bring this game to each and every person unable to make it in attendance tonight. To our GM, Steve Leslie, that does such a great job gathering not only coaches' interviews but player profiles, and really has that inside connection to all area coaches, and we wouldn't know what we would do without Steve Leslie. But most importantly, to all of you that have tuned in and watched and supporting these kids, these schools, and these communities, you guys are truly what YSN Live is all about, and so we thank you. And if you're tuning in from the Edgewood side of things, maybe you're getting a little bit of a taste of YSN, we welcome you in from afar, or if you're right here in the Jefferson area supporting your Falcons, or wherever you may be in high school football. This is Ty Bartell bidding you all a farewell and a good night, everybody.
This broadcast stream is copyrighted by Yoakley Scott Corporation, LLC. Any other use of this telecast, any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without YSN's consent is prohibited.